Awesome. Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome to the Million Mom Movement. My name is Allison, and I'm a two-star crown. Jared and I are, this is Jared, my husband. We're two-star crowns with Purium, and we are so excited to be on the council of the Million Mom Movement and leading our first call. So I just feel so honored to be here and grateful for this opportunity. We have been living this lifestyle for 5.5 years now and raising our children on it and thriving with it. It has changed our life. And so it is with all of our passion and purpose to share this with as many people as possible, because we just don't know what we don't know. And this changed our life when Taz shared this with us. And so, of course, we just want to share this with as many people who are ready to upgrade, who are ready to feel better, who are ready to make some changes in the positive direction. So if someone, I didn't ask anyone before, so I'm going to call on someone to read the pledge. I'm just going to call on someone here from my team. So Pamela, would you be willing to read the pledge? Okay, thank you, Pamela.
I pledge to defend the health of myself and my family. I pledge to choose organic foods that are minimally processed and free of man-made ingredients. I pledge to read labels and educate myself on all aspects of clean living. I understand that my actions today will positively impact the health and environment of future generations. I am committed to sharing this movement of many. I am the Million Mom Movement.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Pamela. And every time I hear that pledge, I feel home. This is my language. These are my people. And, you know, this is just such an important message. And so thank you, Pamela, and everyone for being here. And today we're going to talk about, because we discussed the 90-day transformation last week. And today we're going to talk about continuing that as a lifestyle and what we add in as, to maybe meet some of our specific needs, or, as we get deeper into this lifestyle, what are some of the things that we love? I know Dave has been sharing on his calls this incredible, I love Dave's these calls we've been doing where he's actually sharing all of the products and all of their benefits for specific needs in our body, so we can really become our own healers. Because isn't that what this whole mission is about? This is about empowering us to be our own healers. And so if something is off, in our, only we know when something isn't going right. And so to be able to diagnose ourselves and to be able to find the tools to support our needs is true freedom and true empowerment. And that's what this mission is really all about. So, Naiva, is there anything while you're still here, because I know you have to go, is there anything you want to add before we get into some of our add-ons and what Dave was talking about?
No, I'm just so excited that you're here leading this call. And like you said, it's just continuing the journey, right? Nothing is just a quick fix here at Purium. We really are about adopting this lifestyle and diving fully into like immersing yourself in this lifestyle, just like we eat food every day and we've been eating food since we started eating as babies. We're not going to quit eating food, right? So that's really the idea with continuing the journey with Purium, is like we want to continue to feel good, then we want to continue to flood our body with these superfoods. And depending on what our goals are, then there's different things you can add on. So it always starts with the ultimate lifestyle transformation, but then we can always add on additional products to really help move the needle forward in the direction that we're looking for additional support, right? The ultimate lifestyle transformation is just the beginning of the journey. It's how people get started. It's how people start moving that needle forward of sleeping better, having more energy, reducing some bloating, all of those great things. But then oftentimes we have additional things that we may not talk about that are still issues that we're dealing with our health, with our bodies, with our everyday life. And so by adding on specific other superfoods, we can really target those other areas of our health. And so, like you said, Wednesday's call with Dave was incredible. He went over 20 different ailments or things that we deal with in our health, that we might be wanting to address a little bit deeper, and what specific superfood blends could really help in those areas. And so today we're getting a new spin on that. And so, yeah, I'm super excited for this presentation and all the information here as far as just helping people learn what products to add on to help them move that needle forward. Because we have so much at Purium, it can sometimes be a little overwhelming for people to just go and look at the products and know what exactly is going to be most beneficial to them at any given time. So, super excited for your leadership and to hear more from you and the rest of the council.
Thank you so much, Naiva. Absolutely agree with everything you said. And the ULT, I like to say the ultimate lifestyle transformation is the gateway. You know, that sometimes is the first awakening for people to step into their self-healing potential, because they see the results, you know. And I love to say, well, yeah, the ULT is the baseline, and that is how you start. But I mean, this is a huge, we have almost 70 products in Purium. So it is like your own superfood superstore, your own organic superfood superstore that you get. And of course, you know, someone asked me the other day what I take besides the, you know, the core four. And because that's the maintenance, is the core four we call the continuation. But I said, well, yeah, the core four is the baseline. That's not all I take. That's just the minimum. But depending on the season, depending on my specific needs, maybe times of the month, you know, it is always changing, and I'm always rotating certain things. So I'd love to, you know, if so Dave, I mean, his calls were amazing, and the recordings are available. You know, we have those access for people who want to hear them. I took some notes on the highlights of what he spoke about, but I definitely encourage you to go back and watch those replays, because there's so much. I have to watch those a few times to really, is so much information. And I love to take notes while I'm watching, because you never know who you're going to meet, who is going to be, you know, suffering with some issue that you could then at least, you know, have that reference to point them in the right direction. Some of the things he shared that I want to share, that I think are really relevant to right now, as people are starting their new year. You know, a lot of the goals like we see around the new year is weight loss goals. Okay. That's kind of the most common resolution people have. They want to lose maybe 10, 15 pounds or whatever their goal is. And he spoke about control, pre-meal capsules, which I personally have never tried myself, but I know they could benefit so many people who have food addictions, or just, you know, incontrollable. Sometimes it's just, we're so used to eating a certain way, and it's, you know, harder to adjust to sometimes just, you know, the superfoods will naturally reduce your cravings over time, which is so amazing. I always tell people, like, trust the process, but some people need that extra boost. So the control pre-meal capsules are very fascinating. I'm excited to see some results with that, for some of my clients who are on, some of my customers who are taking them. Then there's collagen dark berry. So a lot of people, you know, they just want to look better. Some of their goals are just, I want to, like, it's the new year, new me. I want to look better. And so I love, he calls it herbal Botox. You know, we have this package of, well, there's the collagen, the dark berry protein, which helps your body produce collagen. And then and then mixed with the Renew Hair, Skin, and Nails, which he calls the herbal Botox. I love that. And then as well with the combination of, you know, See from Nature and the amino acids and the tart cherry, you know, or apothecary. All of these are amazing for boosting collagen. And, you know, if you're looking for the physical results, you know, just what you can see in the mirror, that's really exciting. You know, we don't need to go and get injections in our face and all these toxic things. We have amazing tools right here to help us look better, right? So it's not just about feeling better, because you do feel better when you look better, and it's all connected. But if that's some people, that's where they want to start. That's their goal. And then, you know, some of my favorites. So my non-negotiables, I always take, especially this time of year, I'll tell you what I personally take. So besides all the stuff that's, you know, the core four, that's non-negotiable, I take my C from nature, and I take zinc. I know they both have vitamin C, but right now we really can't get enough vitamin C. I want to be dosing, like especially in the middle of winter, the coldest months here in Canada where we are, it's really important. The kids are in school, you know, they're exposed to all kinds of things. And it's amazing how I feel when I'm getting a good amount of vitamin C. I feel so strong in my body. I feel so protected. So I take zinc, the zinc aid, which has vitamin C, but as well as the vitamin D, which is so important for this time of year as well. It also has the vitamin E, which is so important because we get dry. And, you know, this helps to, you know, the vitamin E is a lubricant. It helps to keep our skin nourished, as well as, you know, everything else is in our body. And then, so the C from nature, the zinc aid, I take the BioRegen because it is also, it's cell regenerating, you know, so BioRegen stands for regeneration. And it's an amazing story with BioRegen that Dave actually created that formula for himself. He had a terrible accident and broke 16 bones in his body, and created this formula for his own recovery. And it worked so well that, you know, Amy was like, why don't we add this to, you know, to the line? Like, people need this. Look how well it's working. And I've seen the results in this. First of all, I'm dealing with my own physical injury that I've been dealing with, but I watched Heather, who's here on this call, have a terrible accident over the summer. And it is incredible to witness how quickly she recovered on a cellular level, like watching her scars on her face, you know, it was completely like skinned, like she was all like, you have to see her story. I mean, just Heather one day will be on this call to share, because it's just amazing, her entire story. But just watching them before my eyes, I just watched that in action. And so if you're, you know, dealing with any injury, or also for youth, you know, to maintain longevity and to maintain that, you know, of course, the aminos and the green juice and all of those things are amazing for our skin, but to have that extra support for our skin. I'm taking Joint Flex right now for an injury. Which, you know, that's something just because, right? Like we know we have our own medicine cabinet, what we need. So what our needs are, we get to fill them with this. I'm having my coffee, mushroom coffee right now. I love this in the winter because it's something we could have hot. Yeah, so cheers. I'm seeing someone else, because this is really something the first in our collection that we have that we can actually make hot. I was always trying to make some of the other formulas hot, but it's like, you don't want to really, well, some of them you don't want to heat up because you're going to kill the living enzymes, but you know, they didn't really lend themselves to the heat. So I'm so happy they created that blend of mushroom coffee. This is an amazing thing for people who want to reduce their coffee intake or want to wean themselves off, because there's only 25 milligrams of caffeine. So you're still getting that same full body cup of coffee with not only just a reduced amount of really clean, organic, pressed coffee, but you're getting all of these adaptogenic mushrooms with so many benefits. So that's really amazing for all the people who, you know, just want to have that cup of something hot, and it's so delicious. I also love the Can't Beat This. I mean, that is something that we always have in the house, because it's a beautiful way to get natural energy, as you know, before you work out, before you go to yoga, whatever you do physical. It's just, you get there's no cleaner energy out there. It just feels amazing. And then, yeah, Jared, do you want to share some of your add-ons, your favorite add-ons?
Thank you. Hi, everybody. Thanks for including me in the Million Moms.
The movement of many.
Yes,
So
it's
you
true.
are.
One of the many. Yeah, I think I was a witness to Allison's health transforming, and it was more than just like her skin clearing up from eczema and other things. It was a mental upgrade, and we credit that into the core four, to the ultimate lifestyle transformation. It's designed that way. So all these add-ons, I'll just echo everything Allison recommended, because these are the add-ons that we get every month or every other month. And one other one is Epigenius family, or MVP family. The Epigenius family, because it makes my life easier as a dad to get nutrition into our kids, because we know they're not eating enough fruits and vegetables. It's not seasonal local stuff anyway, which they should be eating. So here's a way for them to have an amazing chocolate shake that they can make themselves. So whatever else they want to throw in there, we like to put out like different berries, frozen fruit. So it's like they feel like they're customizing it, but the base is the Epigenius, and that's protein, that's veggies, that's the biomedic, the gut repair, all built in there. So it's a real game changer for parents.
Yes. And Jared was single dadding while I was in Thailand for 2 months. Like, I'm so proud. He was all on his own, with the 2 kids and
They
running the
survived.
business and everything. And, it really does make a parent's life easier when you have this, because how much we're constantly like worrying if they're getting enough nutrition in their bodies, and we're stressing them out, quite frankly, because we're like worried they're not getting enough, they're not eating all their broccoli, and then we're like stressed about it. But when we have this amazing blend of this super simple way that they can get all of this in their body, so much more than they get in our in our regular food supply, we can be so much more easy on them to really, and they actually make better choices once they start to, repair their gut and get this nourishment. So now it's normal, by the way, for the parents out there who are like, my kids don't want to drink the shake, because you know what? It wasn't right away. It took us a while. It took us a while to, keep introducing it, keep finding different ways. And ultimately it's about empowering them to, to create it on their own. So I love that we have our handheld blenders now. I think that was a big game changer in getting them into it, right? Because then they got to make it on their own, and they feel, they look forward to that in the morning. They ask for it now. So we didn't put much pressure on them, and we just, we trusted that they would eventually, and we just kept consistent ourselves, leading by example. And now look at us, like it does happen over time. Okay. I will promise you that it happens over time. And you know what? It helps too. It helps seeing Taz's kids, right? Like my kids got to see Taz's kids on the Million Mom, or doing the Million Kids movement, and just out there drinking their shake. So we need to show our kids drinking, because they're paying attention to other kids. Like, that's how kids get inspired.
And if your kids are big like juice drinkers, like let's say they're hooked on juice, then check out the juice bar in a bag, because here's another way for them to mix and match, make their own little cocktails.
Yeah.
And it has like, we can't beat this cocoa hydrate, aloe digest, really tasty and colorful. We did like fun dip on Halloween, where they could like dip fruit in the powders themselves, and that's really fun. So yeah, just making it colorful and easy
And
fun for
fun.
kids.
Yeah.
That's what's about.
Okay, so I'd love to hear from Shari to share, please, some of your top add-ons for you and your family.
Thanks, Allison. Well, I love that you set up Eugenia's kids, because I just sent both my kids off to a hockey tournament in Quebec City. I'm going to join them there tomorrow, and I packed up Eugenia's kids because I don't know what they're going to be eating. I don't know what the choices are going to be like, and I know they're going to be, using so much energy, and they need to be focused, and they need to just have their bodies functioning really well. They're probably not going to be as much sleep as they probably need for so much hockey. And so this is a great way that I can, I send it off with them with a blender, and they can do it themselves, and they love doing it. And so now they get to take, it's so important because it's such a pivotal role that they're taking in their own health, right? And that's there isn't a better way to get kids aware of their health and empowering themselves in their health than to literally have them do it. And they can do it here, and they love doing it. So it's a great way to get them involved. Aside from the Epigenius kids, so many of them were already said, like the zinc aid, for instance. As a holistic nutrition and health coach, I never, ever, ever recommend a ULT without zinc aid. So without the immune. It just makes sense, right? Everybody needs zinc. We need it for so many things. It helps regulate hormones. It helps boost our immune system. It helps with healing, both on the skin and in the body. It helps with it speaks to our DNA. Like it literally speaks to our cells and our DNA. So it's a no-brainer to me. We have the only naturally sourced zinc available anywhere. And that to me, it just blows my mind. Like it blows my mind that no other company has thought, hey, let's get this naturally sourced, right? So any other form of zinc that you find is chemically made, it's synthetically made in the lab, which means it's going to interact in your body in various ways that are not always very safe. The amounts you have to be super careful about. But here, when it's naturally sourced, it's what our body recognizes most, and it's what our bodies can absorb most easily. So it's a no-brainer. Zincate is always, always, always an add-on. Aside from that, ionic elements, which I'm not sure, I don't think that we've mentioned yet, or perhaps we did. No. Okay. So ionic elements is another really important one as far as I'm concerned. Minerals. Okay. We're all lacking minerals, especially magnesium. A little while ago, I feel like there was like a magnesium fad. Like everybody was talking about, oh, get your magnesium, put on this cream, use this powder, right? But again, these are synthetically made powders. And the other thing about minerals is that it's very important that we take them together. So even if we're lacking magnesium over other minerals, because magnesium, we tend to deplete it very, very quickly. If we're stressed, if we're not getting enough sleep, if we're not feeling well, if we're physically active, right, we go through our magnesium stores super quickly. And the best way to replenish that is taking all of the minerals together, because they work synergistically together. So that's why I love ionic elements so much, is that you're getting all of those naturally sourced minerals and you're getting them together. So more likely that your body is going to absorb them and really replenish what it's missing. What else can I add? Ooh, super xanthan. Super xanthan is another one that we love. I mean, we take it on a daily basis. So I love that it's an internal sunscreen. So, I mean, we might not need that so much in these winter months here in Quebec, but if you go on vacation over the winter months, and it's not just for internal sunscreen anyways, so it helps with your eye health. And it also helps to reduce lactic acid in the body. So for myself and my kids, we work out weekly together. And I remember the first week that I started, I had not been in a gym ever. Like I've always only done home workouts. I love my yoga at home, but I decided to step out of my comfort zone and start working out with my kids in the gym. And the personal trainer was amazed because he said, okay, well, first of all, your mobility is amazing, which is a testament to my yoga. But he's like, your cardio is horrible. It's horrible. But he's like, I'm amazed that you haven't thrown up. And he's like, most people, when their cardio isn't good, they tend to throw up when they're being really pushed hard in the gym. And that's because your lactic acid levels are really high. And so for me, I laughed when he said it, because I knew exactly why. I was, even though I was out of breath, I was okay, and I wasn't nauseous, or I wasn't throwing up. And that's because we take super xanthan every day. And so it helps to keep my lactic acid levels down, and my kids as well. And I can mention two more that I would add on is Revividol. That's a really important one, especially busy lifestyles, right? At any given moment of the day, most of us have about like 100, if not more, tabs open in our brains with so much that we need to pay attention to, so many things that we want to accomplish in a day. Revive It All really is key. It really helps me focus. I feel like I have more clarity. I'm more alert. And we had spoken about Revive It All a little while back on the Million Mom Movement after Dave had highlighted it. And ever since that call, I have been giving it to my kids as well, because of their performance on the ice as hockey players. It's like, before we act with our bodies, it's our brain sending the message to our muscles, right? So it was like a light bulb moment for me that my kids should be taking Revive It All as well. And so they have a capsule every day, and they just add it to their regular shakes. So Revive It All is a great one for just, to help you get through all the things that you need to do, keep your brain sharp. And then the other one I would say is Heart Aid. So I've been taking Heart Aid, even though I'm not specific, I didn't have any specific health concerns about my heart per se. Life is stressful. It puts a whole lot of pressure on the heart. And at some point, I'd just been through a pretty intense season in my life. And coming out of it, I felt like my heart needed just a little bit extra support, and maybe not so much on the physical level, but more on the emotional level. Either way, the ingredients are just so heart healthy and supportive. And I think that, we can all, listen, our heart, right? It's like the core of who we are. And you know, it gets everything going in the body. So why not give it that extra support?
Thank you so much for your share, Shari. The few of the things that you said are, I was like, those are also my non-negotiables as well. Like the super xanthan and the revive it all. Super xanthan is so important. It's just like year round. I mean, and as Kimberly showed me, to just put them right in your mouth, or you could put them in your shake. They don't have much taste. So that's another thing. Some people are like, I don't want to swallow all these pills. Okay, first of all, don't call them pills. They're not pills. I'm like, don't insult them like that. They're capsules of gold. But you know, you can, a lot of them you can open up. They don't have much taste. So experiment with that. I'll tell you some of them, like the hair, skin, and nails will make your shake taste a little different, but the Biomedic and the Super Xanthan, they don't have much taste at all. They actually are super smooth. Even the Zinc Aid I put right in. So even the C from Nature. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, actually the hair, skin, and nails, if you want to put it alone in a water, it actually tastes quite nice. It's a bit of a minty, like gingery taste, but so anyway, that was beautiful. Thank you for your shares, Sherry. I know Tammy has her you can go and share. There's a window that you can share. So I'm gonna ask Tammy to unmute yourself and share your tops.
Thank you, Allison. Hi, everyone. I absolutely love all the products you guys are talking about. Yes. In my family, we've used all of them. My daughter specifically, she's into bodybuilding and she uses the Performance Pack and the Joint Flex. The doctors were saying that she was going to need cortisone shots because she tore up her knee playing softball, and she started taking the Joint Flex. And sometimes she'll hit the gym twice a day. Her recovery time is absolutely insane now. Yes. And she's had huge results with that. One I don't think that anyone mentioned is the Be Energetic. And, you know, as we get stressed and your adrenals get bogged down, the Be Energetic has been amazing for me. I do that once every 4 months, give my adrenals a boost. Harvey loves his apothecary. He makes a wonderful, healthy cherry soda. And we add a little bit of monk fruit in that. And yes, yes. And he loves putting the pumpkin on his lesser evil popcorn. So if you guys have never tried doing that, the pumpkin protein, sprinkle it on top of your popcorn. It makes the most delicious snack ever. What else do you love? You don't want to talk, but we use the ionic elements at night. Harvey puts the immune shield and the ionic elements into his apothecary drink, and that's really great to boost the immune system. He also uses the In Focus. He was in speech therapy, occupational therapy, had a stutter, some other things going on, some tics, and his therapists were just blown away when he started doing all of these things, the Biomedic, and cleaned up his gut. And the tics went away, the eye contact came back, the stuttering went away. I mean, he would say the first word of every sentence probably 40. You remember when you did that? 40 times he would say it. And you, yes, yes. And now he's just a different kid. He lights up all the time. I'm so proud of him. Yes, you do. So we use all of these things. We this time of year, my teenagers, they love doing the Zinc Aid, the vitamin C, the Virusure also. If they feel like they're getting a little tickle in their throat, we do the Virusure. And knock on wood, but none of us have been sick all winter long. I mean, everybody around us is like, oh, I've had this, I've had that. Yep, you get a hermit crab today. And, you know, we've been able to remain healthy, and we're just zooming around doing so many things. But yeah, those are some of our favorite things.
Thank you so much, Tammy and Harvey, for your amazing shares. Yay, Harvey, we're so proud of you. That's amazing. I know Naiva has to also, she has a little window because she's running soon. I'd love to hear Naiva's your top add-ons that you use.
Absolutely. Well, I think you ladies covered most of them, but Tammy just said something about the Be Energetics, which is my most popular add-on because most people have adrenal fatigue. And so most often, like if nothing else, I'm trying to add on the Be Energetics and help them to reset their adrenals and really, you know, have their energy back and get rid of, it helps with so many things when your adrenals are functioning properly. And so Be Energetics is my favorite add-on. And there's so many benefits. And like Dave mentioned the other day, you know, it's not something that you need to do ongoing, but you could do it for a month and then take a few months break and then do it again to just really make sure that you're maintaining good adrenal health. And then Sherry touched on the super xanthan. And so I wanted to add a little bit onto that, Sherry, because super xanthan is great to protect your skin from the sun. But did you know that it also protects your skin from frostbite? It actually helps you in cold climates as well. So it's not only for us out here in Hawaii where it's sunny all year long. It actually is great for those of you that are in the colder climates right now as well, because it is a natural insulator. So it can really help your body temperature to regulate itself, which I think is absolutely amazing. And the science behind that is that super xanthan is astaxanthin, red marine algae. And this is what a lot of salmon and crabs and different fish will eat, or maybe they eat the krill that is eating this seaweed, in the case of like flamingos. And so these animals that are in the Arctic, you know, they're actually, this is how they're not freezing. There's ice cubes all around them, and they're still swimming in this freezing cold water and not freezing to death. And it's because of this red marine algae, and it's helping their little bodies to acclimate and not freeze. It's pretty miraculous. And something that I thought was incredible that I learned years ago, and I got to witness it firsthand when I went to Mexico 2 years ago, is that flamingos are actually white. I never knew this. Flamingos are actually white, but because they eat the krill that eats red marine algae, they turn pink. And so this, I thought it was so fascinating that it actually affects them like that. And it helps them to basically, same thing, you know, they're in Mexico where it's really hot, they're acclimating. And so it helps us in so many ways. And there's so many things. I think you ladies covered most of the add-ons. I really love the Aloe Digest as something to help with digestion. I feel like we all have a compromised digestive system, or there's times when we overeat, or when we go out to eat, or go to a barbecue, or go to certain events where we might, you know, not make the healthiest choices all the time. And the Aloe Digest is my favorite. And so I'm actually going to a brunch right now. And every time I go to the Wellness Center brunch, we have twice a month, I bring a Purium product. That's what I bring to the brunch. And today I'm bringing Aloe Digest to help everybody digest the mixtures of foods that are going to be provided at this brunch. And I've done some different, you know, every time I bring something different so that, you know, people are getting to try different things. And so it's kind of like my offbeat healthy happy hour where, you know, I'm getting to come try something, and every time people ask me like, well, what is it? And oh my gosh, tell me more. And so it's a really great way to just get the superfoods into people without them even really knowing what's happening. And they always are like, wow, it tastes so good. I feel so great. And then there's lots of questions that come out of that. So yeah, most of the products got covered, I think, but you know, they all have incredible benefits. And what I love the most is that the side effects are always healthy side effects. So like Sherry mentioned earlier about the super xanthan and how it helps with sunburn and like a natural sun repellent, what also helps with you being, you know, your equilibrium with the cold and not getting frostbite and not getting too cold, which is so cool because everything has like multiple layers of benefits. It's not just, you know, you take it for one thing and you need to take something else for, you know, a different ailment. You'll take a few superfoods and they'll cover several different areas of your health throughout that process. And that's something I really love. So thank you so much, Allison, for leading us today. I'll send it back to you.
Thank you so much, Naiva. Thank you, and have fun at your event. You're getting some compliments on your t-shirt there too. From Kimberly. So yeah, so it's really important. I love how you said about rotation too, that, you know, the rotation is key. Like there's going to be certain products like the Be Energetic, or like you don't take all year round, but actually, you know, just every few months, your body actually, it helps them be more effective in your body because your body doesn't get used to them. So actually, even Dave has talked a little bit about certain products being on rotation, and even rotating some of our shakes. You know, if we're always doing Power Shake every single day, I mean, Power Shake is, to me, like, I can't get sick of it. I love it. I can't get enough, but you want to give your body some of the red foods as well, and some of the other colors. You know, we want to be introducing all the colors of the rainbow. And so that's why Juice Bar in a bag is an amazing add-on. I always tell people to have Juice Bar in a bag. so that they can really play around with what their body, the colors that their body wants, you know, and your body just tells you. So when you have all of these things in your home, I like to say you have your own apothecary, right? We have our own, that's why Dave called, like, it's the medicine cabinet. So we have our pantry, instead of it just being what we, you know, the way our classic pantry was just, I guess, filler food kind of. Now it's bursting with medicine, like from nature. And I love that you said there's no, you know, all the side effects are happy side effects. They're all healthy side effects. So sometimes we'll take something for our skin and then realize, oh, it's making me feel good in other ways. And so everything only has beneficial side effects. And that's amazing. And I love that you shared about the super xanthan. Super xanthan is definitely a non-negotiable. And the salmon actually, when they feed salmon, so not in the farmed salmon where, you know, they're giving it red dye to look red, they actually, in the healthy salmon type, the healthier feeds, they actually give them the the astaxanthin to give them the red pigment in their flesh. So that's actually I've known that the organic salmon farmers, or the ones who do it, you know, in a more ethical, healthier way, use astaxanthin. So that's what they're nourishing the fish with to make it that dark red or that bright orange color. So, you know, even for me, what I've noticed is I never lose my skin glow. And I really do think it's because the super xanthan actually puts some, you know, it puts color in your face, it puts color in your skin. Then all the red foods, you know, when we eat beets, they do it as well. And so we really want to be getting all those colors to keep us looking and feeling our best. I'd love to hear from all of you guys in the chat. Like, if you can drop your favorite add-ons, I'd love to hear what those are. I know a lot of you have been sharing them in the chat there, but just continue to, because we're all getting inspired by each other. Yeah, so we always say, you know, the 90-day way is that is the baseline, and then it becomes a lifestyle, because we don't want to, this is not just a cleanse, this is not just temporary, this is a way of living, to truly live and to truly thrive in our life. And so we want to encourage that, you know, this is not just something they do temporarily. This became our pantry. This is our, you know, we have all of these foods at our fingertips so that we can become our own healers. We can be our own doctors. And yeah, would love to hear just some of the amazing things coming in here in the chat. Kevin Luna saying MVP family is the best tasting. I totally agree. Okay, something about MVP family. First of all, it really does. It tastes like chocolate milk. Like, it is so delicious, but there's so many things you could do with the MVP family. So it's not just to have as a shake. We want to encourage people to use it in their cooking, in their baking. One of the recipes, I'm sure we're going to share, you know, we'll probably have more on another Million Mom call when we share our recipes. And we actually have a recipe guide if you look in the Million Mom, we have a amazing recipe guide that whoever can send you, whoever, you know, we can make sure you get it. But where's the recipe guide? It's in the,
I'm not sure actually.
Anyway, I'm like freezing right now. But Naiva, where's the recipes again?
You can find them in the link in bio on Instagram. I think that's the easiest place to find them.
Okay, great. So just to say really quickly, one of them I do with the MVP chocolate is I just mix it with applesauce, equal parts, and you just put it in the oven for like 10 to 12 minutes and literally makes the best chewy cookies. Okay, with 2 ingredients, 0 sugar, pure just superfood protein, and your kids are going to love it. So if you're looking for ways to incorporate more protein and just, you know, getting them involved, like, how easy is that? They get to like see how easy it is to make. So that's fun. It's just 2 ingredients. You can add chocolate chips in there too. And it just makes the most delicious fudgy cookies. So experiment, you know, you can make balls. If your kids aren't having the shakes, add the Epigenius into little protein balls or into brownies. You know, there's amazing ways that you can incorporate these superfoods into your whole family. And for those who, you know, may not be as open to trying superfoods, you could sneak it in. So, yeah, does anyone, Shari, do you have anything else that you want to just share before we wrap up?
I mean, we didn't do our in the news pieces, so I mean,
Oh,
I could jump on one. It's okay. It's okay. It's not no problem. But I could share one, at least one. We'll see if we have time for both. Is that
please.
good? All right.
Thank you,
Okay, let's do
Shari.
that. No problem. Okay. Share. Okay. So the first one, if I can just get my screen to cooperate. 1 second. Okay. Let's go with this one. Okay, everybody see that? Do you see my screen? Okay. So this is how to improve your life in 2024 according to science. So I know that last week we talked a little bit about how resolutions don't necessarily work, right? And they aren't necessarily the best way to start new habits in the new year. But nonetheless, the idea of starting new habits in the new year is a good idea. I think it just depends on how we tend to look at it. So we thought that this would be a great little kind of second part to last week's, because we are the month of January, right? And so it's ongoing in the month of January. It's the first month of the new year, and we all, want to, most likely we all have goals, right? At the start of the new year. So how to improve your life in 2024 according to science. So the start of a new year is a time for making changes and resolutions to improve your health and well-being. And we look at some of the best tips that science has to offer. So with the arrival of another year, you might be reflecting on what you'd like to achieve and the kind of person you want to be over the next 12 months. But while roughly a third of us plan to make resolutions or set goals for ourselves in 2024, sticking to them is quite another matter. So in previous years, surveys have revealed that between 17 and 45% of us abandoned these attempts after just the first month. In fact, I just read something the other day that said that today, we're the 12th. Yeah, today is apparently like the official day where most people drop their resolutions by. So apparently, like it's been surveyed and researched. And so by January 12th, most people have already dropped the resolution. And like that's only 12 days into the new year. It's kind of unfortunate, right, that people give up so soon. But I suspect that that's more because of the amount of pressure we put on ourselves and maybe the way that we formulate these goals in our minds versus like, that it's just that we just can't do it. So so the majority of people quit their resolutions by the middle of the year, according to one study. Although Americans were somewhat better at sticking to their resolutions last year, with only 16% of resolution makers giving up before the year's end. So these failures can lead to what psychologists describe as an annual cycle of false hope syndrome. Instead, there's some evidence that it might be better to set goals that are more achievable. Research suggests that approach-oriented goals, those that are realistic, specific, and where success can be easily measured, tend to be more successful than those that focus on abstaining or avoiding, such as giving up smoking or drinking. Isn't that so interesting that, if we focus on goals where we are adding something into our lives, like the ULT, like the superfoods, we have a better chance of being successful versus first focusing on what we need to eliminate. Like, okay, I need to stop smoking, or I need to stop drinking, or, I need to stop eating processed foods. And it's interesting. And that's actually why when I work with clients, I never tell them what we're going to avoid right away. It's always about adding in first, because the more that you add in amazing, raw, dehydrated, organic superfoods, the less room you have and the less you start to want all of those other things. So it's about the gradual sort of coming away from the unhealthy versus just right away deciding you're going to eliminate it all. It's really hard when you start to deprive yourself right off the bat. So deciding what to focus on, however, can be tough. So to help you make up your mind, here are 7 aspects of your life that you could focus on in the first week of the new year using some science-based tips. So the first one would be focus on your sleep. So after what might have been a late night ringing in the new year, it perhaps makes sense to start by paying some attention to your sleep. And at this time of the year, you don't need to feel guilty about hitting the snooze button. Scientists say we should all be spending more time in bed during the winter months. Research shows humans experience seasonal sleep, meaning that they do need more rest during the dark winter than they do during the summer months. To improve your sleep in the winter, go to bed earlier and avoid bright lights in the 2 hours before bedtime and looking at your phone just before going to sleep. So put a 1 in the comments if you do this. Who looks at their phone before going to sleep? Who's guilty of doing that? I know that I am sometimes. I try hard not to. I leave my phone downstairs before I go upstairs. However, it's off it's sometimes the last thing I do before I go upstairs. So that's something that we can all work on because it truly does affect how easily your mind shuts, starts to wind down and shuts down, and the melatonin being produced too, right? It's all being affected. So recent research also found that having a consistent bedtime may help us to maintain a healthy gut, which we are always talking about here, how to have a healthy gut. So while we're taking all of these amazing superfoods, while we are focusing on taking biomedic on a daily basis, we also have to look at our lifestyle factors and how they're contributing, right, to either, gut damage or healing and repairing the gut. And while you're spending more time in bed, you might also want to try lucid dreaming, a state of conscious awareness of dreaming while still asleep. Many people use lucid dreaming to help manage nightmares, solve problems, and explore creative ideas. Could be something you might want to look into this year. So day 2 would be to focus on your body. If you are a fidget, it's time to embrace it. Those absent-minded movements, such as tapping your foot, jiggling your knee, or fiddling fingers, can burn a surprising amount of calories and help to reduce stress. But with the northern hemisphere in the grips of winter, it's also a great time to get out and do some exercise in the cold, which has been linked to better cardiac health, a stronger immune system, and improved weight loss by turning white fat cells to brown. So while you're at it, you could even try turning around during your next walk and do it in reverse. So walking backwards has been found to burn more calories, and it also helps to strengthen the muscles in your back. It's also particularly recommended for people with knee problems as it reduces the strain on the knee joints while increasing the flexibility of the hamstrings. It can also give your brain a good boost too. Day 3 would be to focus on your mind. So talk to a stranger, enjoy a good scare, embrace the chaos of life. All of these things could help you to feel happier, more resilient, and less stressed, according to science. You could also try something new. Challenge yourself by learning a new skill to increase brain plasticity, which helps the mind to adapt and rewire itself. If you're feeling particularly energetic, you could also attempt some squats. By working with and against gravity, these deceptively simple exercises can give your brain a surprising boost in blood flow, which in turn can improve your cognitive abilities and problem-solving skills. Day 4 would be to focus on relationships. So that's one thing that they talk about all the time in the blue zones. And I'm really obsessed with researching and reading all I can about the blue zones. It's the areas in the world where people tend to live the longest, right? And not just that they live long, but they're with such amazing vitality, And after having researched all of these different areas of the world, they found that, of course, they have a whole lot of things in common. One of those being really great relationships. So having friends is good for you. They can boost your immune system, improve your cardiovascular health, and make you feel happier. If you infuse the time you spend with your friends with a bit of rhythm, it could also help to make you feel closer. Walkers who synchronize their steps tend to communicate better, while tapping a beat along with a friend can make both like each other more. And the friends we have can change our habits for better or for worse, right? We tend to be the sum of the people that we spend the most time with. And it's like the 5 people we spend the most of our time with. So, you want to check and make sure that the relationships that you have are quality relationships, right? And when they are, you want to soak that in and do a whole lot more of that. Spend more time with them in 2024. So day 5 would be to focus on what you are eating. And we all love that one for sure. Eating a balanced diet is, of course, good at any time of the year, but probably even better after all of the indulgence of the holiday season. Research suggests that junk food, and yes, that includes chocolates enjoyed from post-lunch armchair, can be as bad for the mind as it is for the body. No surprise there. When it comes to fruit and vegetables, it's not just a case of eating your greens. Studies have shown that a rainbow of different colors of fruits and vegetables, just like Allison had already mentioned, can boost brain health and cut down the chances of developing heart disease. Day 6 would be to focus on your fitness. So while working out can help to build strength, burn fat, and improve your mental health, it can also give the microbes in your gut a health boost. It's probably not worth obsessing too much over hitting that 10,000 steps a day. Some studies suggest that a lower number, fewer than 5,000 a day in some cases, can be enough to boost health. If you want to get a quick fix, then just 6 sessions of interval training can increase maximal oxygen uptake, a measure of overall fitness and the efficiency of our body's ability to burn and fuel stored in ourselves. I think the trick here when we're looking at focusing on fitness is finding something that you enjoy doing and then do a whole lot of it, right? So you got to, sometimes it takes, trying different modalities before you find one that really, first of all, fits your lifestyle so that you have less excuses of why you're not doing it. And then that you really look forward to doing. And most likely there's something out there, some form of physical fitness that you will enjoy. Sometimes you just have to keep trying until you find one. And the last one, the last one is focus on your hobbies. So although having some idle moments to let your mind wander can bring surprising benefits, some people go to extreme lengths to relieve themselves of boredom. People who are easily bored can find themselves sucked into addictive behaviors such as compulsive mobile phone use, as we were talking about earlier, and the trait has been linked to an increased susceptibility of a range of mental health issues. So we do know that hobbies are very good for us. They're great for people of all ages. I know that for teenagers, it's a really crucial time for them to start finding things that they enjoy doing. It keeps them out of trouble. They're less likely to be persuaded into negative behaviors and, into negative crowds. So finding hobbies, it's the same as finding physical fitness that you enjoy, right? You've got to try a couple of things, be open. Maybe that's what a goal can be for 2024, is just being open to trying new things. And you never know what you're going to come across that you're going to love. And that could then become something that, you've welcomed into your life as a hobby, as a lifelong hobby, even. And then there's this last one, which is, it's a bonus, and it says focus on your sex life. So we will of course share the link in the chats, and you can read that last paragraph for yourselves. I do, however, really I'll highlight just the one part of it where it says to try to adopt a sexual growth mindset. So if you're curious about what that means, you can finish reading this article. I'll go ahead. I'm going to pass it back to you, Allison, and at the same time, I'll add the link.
Getting hot in here. Thank you so much, Shari, for sharing that. And all of those are amazing tips. So that's a great, all beneficial stuff. So I just wanted to, before I forget, one of my favorite add-ons is the spirulina. I forgot to say that because, I just remembered and I was like, I have to just share this because I was severely iron deficient for so many years, dangerously iron deficient during my pregnancies. And I started taking the spirulina with C from Nature. And I talked about the C from Nature because, that was very important to me, but it's because of how it activates with the green foods. It helps you absorb the iron. So for anyone I know right now, like in the winter, we're paler and we're maybe feeling more lethargic. Try spirulina and C from Nature together. That combination that's the powerhouse for iron. And the spirulina tastes delicious mixed with the epigenous, right, Ruth? Or Boo, you were saying it. I was like, yeah, someone said that. So the epigenous, I add 1 teaspoon of the spirulina into her epigenous, and she loves it. It doesn't change the taste. It's delicious. So thank you so much. Everyone, we're going to just wrap it up with a call to action here. So please follow and share us on join Facebook group, on Instagram, follow us and subscribe to our YouTube channel because this is where all of these calls get stored and there is a wealth of information in there. I love to share these calls with people because there's so much important information. So we want to use the hashtag in social media, Million Mom Movement, hashtag I am the Million Mom Movement, hashtag we are. Sorry about that. So these are ways we can stay connected and also see what you guys are sharing and we can repost you. I know Naiva does an amazing job of, finding amazing posts out there with the hashtag. So please and join the community. This is a community open to everyone, even beyond brand partners here in Purium, because this is the movement of many. And this is just important life-saving information that we need to get out there. So Naiva, I know you're driving. Was there anything before we wrap up?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for leading today. You did an amazing job. And thanks for the incredible suggestions from the council and everybody here. for sharing your suggestions in the chat. And the call to action is to get on the 90-day subscription yourself. If you haven't yet, go ahead and commit, get on the 90-day subscription yourself, and then reach out to 10 other people in your community and invite them to do this with you, because this is a community thing. We all need support on our health journey. And so if you're doing it and you're inviting others to do it with you, it's just so much more fun. And you're all going to be feeling incredible together. If you're invited to go out to dinner, you're going to be choosing similar things. Or if you're having a get together or a brunch like I'm going to today, then maybe you'll have similar healthy things provided at that event. And so it's so much more fun with friends. So get on the lifestyle subscription and invite 10 other people to do it with you. As you know, our slogan with the Million Mom Movement is that we are 1,000 people in 100 communities, each helping at least 10 people to eat greener and cleaner. So that's a part of our mission. And then I also just wanted to invite you all to our next Fierce Friday. And I'm gonna see if I can share my screen here. And give me 1 second. It's always a little bit challenging on my phone. So if you'll go to Million Mom Movement on Facebook, our Facebook page, and you scroll down, there is a section that says upcoming events. So I'd love to just invite you to our next upcoming event, Beyond Expectations, celebrating success and inspiring others. And so if you've had an incredible 90-day journey and you want to come be featured on next week's call, we are going to be having several people come on and share their stories. So go ahead and reach out to us on our Instagram. You can message us and we can hopefully include some of your stories on next week's presentation. And we'd love to invite you to just click going, say that you're going. You can add it at the event to your calendar and do that to all of our events, and go ahead and invite your community to join us next week as well. So thank you so much, Allison, for leading us today. I'm going to stop my share. I'm always a little bit technically challenged on my phone, but I appreciate each and every one of you joining us here today. And thanks, Allison, for leading us.
Thank you so much, Naiva. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Sherry and Tammy and the Million Mom Council. And Naiva, you're just amazing. Thank you for keeping all this together and including me in this. And then, you know, yeah, everyone has a voice here. We want to hear from you guys, your stories. So please get in touch with us if you want to be a guest and share, and just keep sharing. Share, share, share. Sharing is caring. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a beautiful weekend and beautiful rest of your day, and love and happiness and health to everyone. Thank you. Thank you so much.